Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be reacting to Candace Owens' Greatest Lie Ever Sold, the BLM documentary. I am a huge fan of Candace, and I'm just going to watch this and then I'll come back and tell you guys why I have so much respect for her. So without further ado, let's get into it.
So Black Lives Matter released their 990 IRS filings. They collected $80 million. Where is that money?
It's not here. Everything looks worse than it was.
Where have you seen that money impacted throughout the city? So my producer just sent me a link. It is just shocking to me because of how much money was raised to think that where he lived, the bills weren't being covered. Super frustrating, but that's a dead end, so. And here's where it gets really interesting. Ready for some BLM pride? Another $200K went to escorts, BDSM workers, strippers, peep show workers, phone sex operators, and webcam performers. And then at that moment, it became personal. And I thought, not only am I going to say the truth, I am going to scream the truth louder than you can scream the lies.
Okay, so that's the first trailer.
It's incredible that the majority of the world hasn't seen this.
Oh, 2 days, y'all. 2 days. So let's watch this trailer.
Marking, 5, take 1.
This was the second time he exhibited that behavior, 11 months earlier.
Mark.
I've never been so hurt inside. And even as I'm speaking to you right now, it's starting to come back.
This is an autonomous zone.
23 out of 24 hours in a cell. No TV, no magazines, no books, no nothing.
So anytime a customer brings a counterfeit bill, and you see we have plenty of them, we tell them, hey, this is counterfeit. If the customer insists, then we call the police.
How did you feel watching the trial?
I thought it was a sham.
All right, so I just want to start it with just you stating your name for the record, as well as your professional background.
I have been a police officer in the state of Minnesota for almost 4 decades.
Forensic criminologist and certified medical investigator and police practices expert.
Yeah, some good moments here. It's like we lived together almost, I guess, it was about 4.5 years, almost 5 years.
So you guys, in many ways, were some of the people that were the closest to him. And I don't remember seeing your faces on the news or anybody talking to you, so I guess let's just start with that. You guys knew him best. So who was George Floyd?
She's right. We haven't told our side of the story. Maybe it's time for us to tell our story, you know?
Well, you know, I've watched Candace for a while now, and contrary to what everybody who's out there who's saying, "Oh, I'm a coon" and all this other stuff, no, I'm not a coon. I like it when I see individuals who are Black stand up and say enough is enough, and Candace did that. Everything that she has been saying, I've noticed when I came into foster care at a ripe age of 13, I noticed everything that she was talking about. And the more I stayed in the system, up until the time I was 18, everything that she's everything that she has talked about was solidified in what I see in the Black community. And it's something I just always wanted to change, and all this. The only way I felt like I could do that was honestly with money, and only doing that by bringing business or going to school and picking up a career that I know would make a lot of money, and then putting it back into my community. The reason why I respect her is because she knows, I know good and well, she knows what it's like to be called all sorts of names like Coons and Uncle Tom, but she never backed down. She just kept her voice, and she just spoke it to the top of her lungs for the whole entire world to hear. And she didn't care, because this was something that needed to be said, and she honestly was frankly tired of the gaslighting and the manipulation that was happening in our Black community. And a lot of it was definitely being, when I just look at how we are, certain parts of my community, how they are, I do think the liberal, or I should say more like leftist ideas are to blame. And those are perpetuated and pushed into our communities by no other than white individuals and Black individuals who were garnishing favor from those white individuals, but they weren't garnishing those favors in an attempt to actually uplift us. They were only garnishing those favors in an attempt to keep us down and suppress. Because what would the Democrat Party be without a base? And we were their base. We were, they were supposed to be the champions for Black Americans. But here's the thing that always made that it didn't make sense to why so many Black individuals didn't catch on to this. But when I caught on to it, if I mentioned this, they would always look at me like I'm crazy. Like, in order for them to continue to fight for you, when it comes to giving you, money in the form of welfare, you need to stay poor. They don't want you to be rich. They don't want you to be successful. They need a base, or else they'll be without a job. So they'll never, ever, ever give you what you want, because the minute they do, then you no longer need them. They are no longer useful to you. They will no longer have a job. So they have to continuously bring up these issues. They have to continuously regurgitate these issues and rile up emotions of past travesties that have nothing to do with individuals today. They do not affect us today, but to keep it on top of your mind, they have to continuously, year after year, tell you that you're scared, tell you that you're afraid. I am the only one that can save you. I'm the only one who can protect you. I'm the only ones that care about your well-being and making sure you have money. But it's because of that, that sense of it's like you kind of like are trapped. You're damned if you do and damned if you don't. And they're literally telling you that. And I've never liked individuals. I never like individuals who put others in that predicament where they prey on them and tell them that you can't live without me. You are nothing without me. It does reek of superiority that they don't want to talk about. It's like you really think Black people are so helpless and we can't do anything without you, a white person, on our behalf, or a Black person or a Black individual who likes to be around white individuals who push the narrative of keeping us down. We can't live without them either. And it's like Candace never backed down, not once. And being that she is younger than I am, and having her stand up and say that and not backing down, to me, I can't have nothing but respect for her. She made it so that now so many Blacks are talking about our community and wanting to fix it. They're not scared anymore. And she was able to do that. It's like when she started talking, I felt like everyone who started looking and researching and really looking into our history, really looking at the parties and how they have played a role in the Black community and where it is today, you start to see people people blinders come off and they're being more vocal about it. And it's all thanks to this woman and, you know, the Officer Tatums of the world. It's all thanks to her that more Blacks are talking about it and not being scared to say it. So I have nothing but respect for Candace Owens simply because of that. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have my voice. So I just hope God protects her and pray for her, you guys. So without further ado, I'm sorry. Yeah. So anyways, like, share, and subscribe. Yes. And, you know, if you're Black, be more vocal. If you're white, be more vocal. If you see something, say something. Don't listen to those who would tell you otherwise. So anyways, have a good night.